Independent retail business can mean so many things these days. A brick and mortar store, an e-commerce business, a maker's online shop, a booth at an antique mall, and more. No matter which category you're in, Kathy Cruz, a fellow retail business owner and retail educator, will teach you how to market and manage your business efficiently so you can spend time doing other things you love. Welcome to the Savvy Shopkeeper Podcast.
Welcome to episode 12 of the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast, Social Media Ads 101. I'm your host, Kathy Cruz. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about a few things you need to do and know before you start running effective social media ads on Facebook and Instagram. So advertising on social media can be overwhelming. I completely get it. And I'll be honest, I feel like there could potentially be a social media ads 102, 103, 104, 201, 202. I could go on, but I'm going to try to keep it simple today. I remember advanced classes in school were never my thing because I always struggled in school. No matter how much I studied, no matter how many books I brought home, no matter how much I took the time to really digest the material, I was still always around a C student, and it was so aggravating. And this might be why I work so hard at making lessons for this podcast and courses in the Shopkeepers Academy as simple to understand as possible. I hope I'm doing that for you. If I'm not, please let me know. I think you all know at this point, I love to hear feedback and suggestions. But really, I am trying to make some of these podcast episodes simple and digestible so that it makes it easy for you to do your job. Before I start, I want to give a listener and shopkeeper shout out to Jessica of Be Joyful Shop. Her website is bejoyfulshop.com, and Be Joyful Shop's tagline is alternatives to single-use plastics. I remember when I first saw her tagline, it caught my attention, and I immediately knew the mission of Jessica's business. I think some of Jessica's most popular items are her reusable food wraps and bags, and hopefully I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure she sells wholesale to store owners too. So if that's something you're looking for, you can reach out to her. So again, I'll be sure to link her website in the show notes. But Jessica said in her review, every episode is better than the next. Kathy delivers the information in a wonderful format and provides so much content that I usually listen twice. Her knowledge and expertise is so appreciated. Thanks to my online best friend. And then she put in parentheses, we've just never met. How cute is that? Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it. I'm thrilled you're finding it helpful, and I'm happy to be your online BFF. So let's get started on this social media ads topic. I wrote a blog post in 2018 about the difference between boosting a post and running a targeted ad. I'll link this blog post in the show notes too, but in the end, whether you boost or run a targeted ad, it's all still an ad. You're still paying Facebook to advertise. Today's episode is more about laying a good foundation for running ads strategically. And again, this is really, I guess, even before you start to create an ad. These are all the things that you should be thinking about, maybe writing down and strategizing about before you start running ads. So the first one is know your traffic. Understanding the traffic temperature of the people you're targeting is critical because you will market differently to each segment. And what the heck do I mean by that? Okay, so you're going to have cold traffic, warm traffic, and hot traffic. First one's cold traffic. They don't know who you are. You're going to lead with value for cold traffic. For example, I most likely wouldn't run an ad for a new piece of furniture we're selling in our store to cold traffic, but I would run an ad to a cold audience doing a general promotion of maybe our creative workshop so that people learn that we offer these. They're kind of learning about us. I'm warming them up to us, and I'm warming them up to the idea of coming to our store. A warm audience, they likely know who you are. They might already follow you. You want to convert them. You want to get them maybe on your email list or to follow you on Facebook or follow you on Instagram. Maybe they even heard of your store, but they've never been in your store or bought from you. And you want to get them into your store. You see a pattern here. You're trying to warm all these people up and get them into your store or get them to your online shop if you don't have a brick and mortar store. An example here, without getting too techy, is I would run a baby boutique ad. We sell baby items in our store. Or maybe an ad for a new baby ornament that we bring in to anyone who's visited the baby boutique department on our website. But I wouldn't just run that to a cold audience. I would run that specifically to the people who have visited that section on our website. And yes, it is possible to do that. So you can tell already there, you can really strategize when it comes to your ads rather than just like randomly running an ad to either people that follow you or just people in the community. You can get really specific. A hot audience, now these people follow you or they've been in your store, they've definitely bought from you or they've bought from you online. They might have met you at a market event or they met you in your store and they know what your shop offers. One of the most effective ads I run for our store is when I target our current followers for events or creative workshops. Most people, at least I think, are following us because they either want to attend or come to an event at our store or they want to attend a creative workshop. I mean, there are probably a couple other reasons, but I feel like many of them follow us for those reasons. So I would run a specific workshop event to them, to that audience. If you've never heard of the concept of traffic temperature, I want you to DM me on Instagram. If this is all foreign to you and you're like, wow, what does this mean? I've never heard of this. DM me with any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer them. But I thought I'd at least get you started to think about the temperature of the traffic you might be running your ads to. So I'm just trying to gauge if you DM me, I'm trying to gauge how much I need to cover in future episodes. Really, that's the point of you sending me a message. I'm trying to figure out what more do you need to know? Was this a new concept? Is this not a new concept? You already knew it. Just curious. Okay, so number 2 is to know your offer/strategy. Crafting an offer that attracts your clients or your ideal audience is critical. You really need to put some thought and planning into this. Winging an ad will most likely not work, and this is where the frustration comes in. There has to be a strategy. You want to put pen to paper and plan it out. So are you hosting an event? Do you want more people to mark interested or going? Are you teaching a workshop and you want more people to sign up? Are you having an in-store or product promotion online? Are you doing a buy one, get one free in your online shop? Are you running a general store ad and you just want more people to learn about your business or that you're located in a particular area? Or maybe you're kind of off the beaten path and you want people to learn about you that might be within like a 20-mile radius of your store. Are you selling something in particular, or are you promoting a coupon offer maybe to get more people to come into your store? Coupon offers are a great way to gauge conversions. And when I say conversions is they see the ad on Facebook and then they come into your store or they go to your online shop and use that special code that you've created for them. You know then how effective that coupon Facebook ad is. So that's a really good way to gauge. I'll talk about this more probably in 2020, but I just thought I'd mention that. You just want to think about what it is that you're promoting, how you're going to promote it via the ad on Facebook. The more you know about your offer, the better your ad will be. For over 65 years, Doris has been a premier distributor of arts and crafts. Since its beginning, Doris has prided itself on being focused on the independent retailer. Let them be both your DIY source and your resource. Their website features trend reports, small business tools, in-store project ideas, and so much more. To best serve small businesses, Doris offers a low minimum order of just $75, and all orders ship at no additional cost. This is why I'm proud to partner with them and I buy from them. I'm excited to tell you Doris has an exclusive offer just for Savvy Shopkeeper listeners. Use promo code SAVVY25 at checkout for 25% off your order. Offer valid through 12/31/19. So visit Doris.com today, that's DARICE.com, to see their amazing product assortment at pricing you won't believe. And a few quick tips about creating the actual ad for Facebook or Instagram. You want your ads to be mostly image, or you want to use a video. The less text, the better. There is a tool on Facebook that will actually tell you what the percentage is. I think I've linked it in another episode before. I can link it again. So you take your image that you're going to use in the Facebook ad, you upload it into this little tool. It's really easy, and it'll tell you whether Facebook will accept the ad or not, depending on how much text is over that image. So those are just a couple things you want to think about. Another thing to think about is you want your image or video to be very visually appealing. You want it to catch the eye of your ideal customer. That is extremely important. But again, we'll talk about this more in the future. I just wanted to mention that in case you're creating ads for your business now, you just want to catch the eye of the person that you're selling to. Okay, so number 3 is know how much you can or should spend on ads. And the question is really, what can you afford? When you're first starting with ads on social media, I'll be honest, it's all about experimenting. And I know many of you are going to cringe when you hear me say that. But experimenting really takes time. This is why many retailers quit running ads. They'll run 1 or 2, they won't see a return on an investment, and then they give up. I get it. It's frustrating, but I feel like once you realize you need to experiment first, then it doesn't become frustrating. I almost want to tell you to make it a challenge. And it might be frustrating because you're thinking I don't have hundreds of dollars to spend or to waste on experimentation. But if I tell you that it could potentially lead to really successful Facebook and Instagram ads down the road, it might be worth the investment. So I just want to mention that. I've heard people say budgets should start at $300 to $500 a month. I don't know where this number comes from. I think the gist of it is they say you should be spending $10 a day. But if you are a retailer who's just starting out, or even if you're in your 3rd or 4th business and you're maybe just starting to see a profit, you might want to hear this firm number, but we all know that, there are many retailers out there that can afford $10 a day or $300 to $500 a month. So I'm just going to advise you to start with a small chunk of money that feels reasonable to you, that isn't going, to drain your budget, but that you could experiment with. If you're running an ad for a specific in-store online offer, see who it brings in or who buys online. Make the offer specific so you know the customer is coming from that ad, like I mentioned in the coupon code ad. And then log how much they spend and keep tracking. So again, make the budget that works for you. If you can start with $300 a month, fantastic. And if you can't, that is okay too. I feel like running Facebook and Instagram ads can be really effective for a retail business. You just need to know how and why you're doing it. Okay, and then number 4 is know your audience or know your audiences. So I've talked about this in a previous episode. I've talked about your ideal customer avatar, who your ideal customer is. You want to know as much as you can about your ideal audience. And what I mean by that is the person who's coming into your store, who's going to shop with you. Who is that ideal person? You'll realize why this exercise is so important, because it applies to so many parts of your business, particularly marketing. The more you know, the more effective you'll be with your campaign ads. Be patient because it's all about testing. So until you find the ideal audience on Facebook, but really laser targeting, getting really, really specific, that's the goal. Yes, you can target your current followers, but if you want to grow your reach in business, you'll want to target people who have not been in your store, those who don't follow you on social media, etc. So in order to do this, you want to get really specific about who your ideal customer is. I'm going to recommend you complete the Ideal Customer Avatar Workbook. It's free. You'll find it in the free resources section of the Shopkeepers Academy, and I'll link that in the show notes too. But I think it's like a 3-page workbook. It just asks you really specific questions so you can sit down and really figure out who that person is. And then when you go to run targeted ads in Facebook and Instagram, you know exactly what you're looking for. You know exactly what you're going to pick about those people. It's a woman who's between 24 and 40. She loves to go to yoga. I'm rambling here. It could be anything, but that's how specific you want to get. So if you do the workbook, that will help you with this process. This is going to walk you through those really simple questions so you get really clear on who that person is. You'll even work on like what hobbies they enjoy, where they enjoy shopping, what they hate, what they love. I can go on and on, but grab the workbook and you'll figure it out. There are so many ways you can target people with ads on social media, but until you know your ICA really well, you're most likely wasting money. So let me summarize these 4 things again. The 4 things that I feel like you should know before you start running any kind of social media ad. Know your traffic temperature. Are you talking to a cold, warm, or hot audience? Number 2 is know your offers/strategy. Know what you are offering and why. Number 3, know how much you can spend. Be prepared to experiment at first, and then you can budget a little bit more every month as your ads get better and more effective. And then number 4 is know your audience. Know that ideal customer. Do the workbook or do your own, mini session of figuring out who that is and writing down who your ideal customer is. So if you want to see the show notes to this episode or find links to anything I mentioned, you'll find the notes on my blog at savvyshopkeeper.com/episode 12. That's savvy with 2 V's, shopkeeper.com/episode 12. Well, this ends season 1 of the podcast. I can't thank you all enough for the feedback, the questions, and most importantly, the reviews you've left. Your reviews tell iTunes or whatever platform you're using to listen that this podcast is helpful and relevant. And then when that happens, the podcast gets shown to more potential listeners. It's just like engagement on Facebook or Instagram posts. The more people that comment and engage, the more your posts get shown to others. Well, this helps me too with the podcast, so thank you. I'll be taking a few weeks off for a holiday break, and then I'll be back in early 2020 with episode 13. And that'll be the first episode, I guess, of what we're calling season 2. So each season is 12 episodes. And then the plan is to take a few weeks off because doing these, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I usually need a little bit of a break. So I figure every 12 episodes, I can catch a break and come back and bring you new, fresh content. I want to wish each and every one of you and your families the sweetest and best holiday season. Remember to take some time to breathe, especially after Christmas. And please remember to enjoy time with family and friends. More importantly, remember to treat yourself to something for all of your hard work that you did in 2019. It's so important for self-care and to reward yourself and to take moments to, celebrate the wins and all that you accomplished in the past year. If you want to stay in touch, you can follow me on Instagram. My username is @SavvyShopkeeper. Again, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate Doris for sponsoring the first season and the upcoming seasons 2 and 3. I truly, truly appreciate it. I've really enjoyed doing this. I didn't realize how much I would enjoy doing it, but I've really, really enjoyed kind of sitting down and getting focused and doing these small episodes for all of you. So until season 2, be savvy and boss up.